Like any good survival horror, The Sinking City 2 will put the squeeze on you and your resources. So to help you stay afloat, here's everything I wish I knew before I first started. A typical zombie takes 6 bullets to bring down, which is way too expensive considering how little you have to work with. So if you start spamming shots, you'll also very quickly find yourself spamming the load save button as well. Instead, aim for the weak points that randomly appear on their body. Each weak point is essentially worth 2 regular shots, which means a zombie goes down in 3, clean and efficient. And if you're wondering where to shoot when weak points are being kind of annoying and just not showing up, the answer is the legs. 1 or 2 shots will make them fall over, and then you can stomp on them for a bit of extra damage. Oh, and just one quick warning if you're coming from Resident Evil. The reticule closing in doesn't actually give you bonus damage. That is an upgrade you'll have to find first. So early on, treat it as a nice little bit of bonus accuracy, but nothing too important. As you would expect from an ability designed specifically to stop you getting smacked in the face, dodging is pretty damn useful. And since most of your enemies are polite enough to announce when they're going to take a swing at you, it's not even particularly hard to do. There are a couple of things to keep in mind though. First of all, maintain social distancing. If you're standing too close to a zombie, there's a good chance they'll grab you even if you dodge, which is, again, not ideal unless you're a big fan of worms in your mouth. Secondly, dodge a little bit earlier than you think. The dodge window is generous, but dodging does not give you invincibility frames, so you can still get smacked while moving out of the way. This will take you a little bit of practice to get the timing down, so if you're struggling, my advice would be to find a checkpoint near some zombies and just kinda see if they're up for a dance or two. A few rounds of that will get the lesson across very, very nicely. And once you master dodging, you can start getting a little more adventurous with melee combat. Melee in The Sinking City 2 is both intentionally clunky and extremely powerful. So if you try to just spam melee attacks at an enemy even after dodging them, your only real reward will be a freshly chewed off face. Instead, the key is to watch how the enemies react. After you evade an attack, sometimes they'll end up winded, turned away from you, or straight up flattened on the ground. This then is your opportunity to either do 1 or 2 melee hits, depending on how they react, before getting back to the usual dodge and wait routine. Now, is this something you should rely on in every single fight? No. It is slow and it is risky. But if you're like me and you find yourself burning through ammo like a complete dumbass, knowing how to stomp on the zombies like you're in Dead Space will serve you very, very well. But do you know what the best weapon is? The one you don't have to pay for. So, whenever you see traps or environmental hazards like conveniently placed explosive barrels, you know, the stuff we all have in our houses, try to bait the enemies into them. And suddenly, a fight that would have taken a dozen bullets can be handled with 1 shot, or maybe even 0. But more importantly, don't be afraid to backtrack. This is a survival horror game, so resource management is the name of the game. If you have to run back 10, 15, or even 20 meters to make use out of a trap, do it. It'll save you precious ammo, which means you'll have a lot more to burn in a blind panic later on. Every once in a while, The Sinking City 2 will decide you're having maybe a bit too much fun and will throw a small army at you, often from different angles, which makes all of the usual strategies kind of messy. So, what's the solution? Honestly, it's very simple. Disengage. Figure out where the zombies are all coming from, and then run towards whatever corner of the room that's currently safe. You might have to pull off a couple of risky dodges to get there, but trust me when I say that is still a lot better than being encircled. Because once you have all the zombies packed into one big conga line, their numbers essentially become meaningless. In fact, they'll become a problem as the zombies will start bumping into each other rather than trying to cleave your ears off. Which then gives you the perfect chance to turn the Monster Mash into a series of one-on-one duels where you're always going to be favored. But sometimes the situation is just so doomed and desperate that there is really no point in fighting. Even if you somehow win, you're going to find yourself with so little health and ammo that you're basically a dead man walking. So instead, use the tried and tested combat strategy that has worked wonders throughout all of human history. Fucking run! You are faster and more nimbler than all of the zombies, so just leg it. Dodge and weave around scenery so they can't attack you, and then make a beeline for the nearest door or safe room. While they will chase you for a little while, they are usually very shy about entering new areas, because even as a zombie, they apparently still respect personal space. But this isn't just advice for those everything has gone to hell kind of moments. For example, if you've already finished exploring an area, there is very little reason to waste ammo cleaning up the stragglers. So, just give the zombies a slip and, well, make them the next guy's problem. Much like Resident Evil, the map in the Sinking City 2 is your best friend. It not only gives you the lay of the land, but it also tells you which doors are locked and why, which objects are interactable, and, most importantly, which rooms still have stuff for you to loot. So if a room is red, that means you've left behind some goodies. And since this is a survival horror game where every scrap of junk is priceless treasure, it is always worth going back to collect it. And how do you know if you've collected everything? Again, very easy. The room will turn blue. So if you only leave an area once the map has gone completely blue, you can be certain you have done pretty much everything you can. And for someone as loot obsessed as I am, that right there is a real peace of mind. The Sinking City 2 has plenty of side quests and side areas that aren't exactly required to complete the game. They're just fun little extras with their own storylines, challenges, and rewards. And while you can ignore them, I would strongly recommend that you do not. Not only are they a lot of fun to explore, but many of them will reward you with some seriously useful upgrades. Stuff like extra talent points or the always useful inventory expansion. And both of those will make your future adventures much more comfortable. So if you're ever wondering whether something is worth backtracking for, my answer is always yes. Trust me on this. There's a lot of fun and just kinda weird stuff to discover, and you really don't want to miss it. The perks in the Sinking City 2 range from dubiously useful to insanely powerful, like being able to craft more ammo. Now, 2 extra bullets might sound lame, but in a survival horror game that is seriously tight on resources, being able to stretch your supplies even a little bit further can make a massive difference. But the big question is, how do you actually get the perk points? Well, there are 2 different ways. Either by exploring and completing mysteries, or by correctly linking investigation files. That second part is especially important since the game will happily throw you points for even the most absurdly simple investigations. And I'm talking about stuff like there is literally only 2 things left on the board kind of simple. And most importantly, don't forget that you can swap around perks whenever you're in a safe room. So, if you're about to do a bunch of crafting or use healing, equip the relevant perks to get those awesome bonuses, and then just swap back to your combat loadout. It is a bit cheesy, I will admit it, but I would rather smell like Gouda than have my face ripped off. Usually when a game gives you a new higher tier weapon, it's just better than the stuff that came before it. Like if you have a badass submachine gun, why would you want to use the humble pistol? Thankfully, the Sinking City 2 doesn't exactly work like that. Yes, higher tier weapons are more powerful, but they also take up more of your extremely limited inventory space and require more expensive ammo. So while you should absolutely whip them out when things are looking dicey for your average encounter, I would recommend sticking with the basic pistol. Once properly upgraded, it is precise, it hits hard, and its ammunition is by far the easiest to stockpile. It is essentially your all reliable, and you should treat it with respect. It'll do you great all throughout the game. That said, just don't go overboard with this idea. When you're being swarmed from all sides, just put the pistol down and start hosing everything down with the Tommy gun. And there you have it. Hopefully this will make your first trip through the Sinking City 2 at least a little bit less painful. Well, as painless as a soggy hellscape filled with zombies can really be. And if you have any tips of your own, or just a better way of doing something I talked about, definitely share it with the class. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe, as that really does help me out a lot, and I'll hopefully see you again soon. Bye bye!